Hi you guys, Eva Zacharia here with a super fun DIY today on Weddings Made Easy. It's bridal hair combs made with paper flowers. There are so many different ways you can customize this to your wedding gown, to your own personal fashion sense. Let's get started. I have paper flowers aplenty in a couple of variations, as well as hair combs. They come in shades suitable for most hair colors, and I'm using plastic ones today. Now the flowers. The 3 top flowers are all single layer and made with my small petal template with 7, 8, and 9 petals respectively, so you can see what they look like. Follow the tutorial that's linked in the blog post and in the YouTube description for the basic paper flower DIY. I'm adding a smaller flower in the middle of the 8 petal flower. I put a dab of glue in the center of my larger flower and then add the smaller one and let it dry. I made these from individual cutouts from the white paper I chose, since these are for someone wearing a white wedding dress. But absolutely pick the shade that is going to work for your gown. For these mini flowers, carefully cut along the lines for individual rounded pieces. Then here's how I make the base. Trace your dime as you would for your other flower, but then cut further inside the circle to create a smaller base. Hot glue 5 or 6 petals around your base. The real key here is to make sure they're overlapping at this narrow part so you don't see any glue or any of the base. For the embellishments, there are so many options. I add a dab of glue to a rhinestone to match silver accessories, but look at these other choices. Gold, iridescent, pearl, add whatever you like, and again, whatever will best match your bridal look. Set the flowers aside and grab your hair comb. We'll be wrapping and gluing ribbon around this similar to the way we do for the bridal flip-flops. Hot glue a piece of ribbon down on the back of the comb and around to the front. If your ribbon is fraying, just take a scissors and trim that part off. Add a bit more hot glue, then wrap the ribbon around through one of the teeth. Continue this process. I glue on every few wraps. It's okay if the glue shows through if you're planning to cover the whole top with flowers, but if you're just using rhinestones or beads for part of it, glue a bit more carefully. Finish wrapping and gluing the ribbon. When you get to the end, wrap the ribbon around the side. I have white ribbon to match my flowers here, but again for this portion, use the color that will match your gown or your other accessories. Here's our larger petal with the smaller one glued inside. I'm going to put this in the center of my comb, so I add a big dab of hot glue. Use an extra hot glue stick to remove any excess from the back of your flower. I'm placing smaller ones on each side to cover the rest of my hair comb. Glue those the same way. Next, let's take a look at how to add flowers and extra embellishments. For this comb, I want to use this small flower and some rhinestones, so I need to cover the top of my comb. Take a piece of your ribbon and cut it with a little extra on each side. Place a line of hot glue across the top of the comb and carefully add the ribbon, adjusting as needed before the hot glue dries. Flip the comb over and add glue, starting with the sides, to the back of the comb. You can trim any flyaways after your glue dries. Next, glue your main flower to the ribbon. Line up your embellishments. Here I can see that I want 4 rhinestones and that I want them a little closer together than they are on this sheet. Add a small drop of glue to the rhinestone in the same way you would if you were using it as a flower centerpiece. Carefully place it on the ribbon and press down just enough. You want to avoid hot glue overflow here. The last option I'll show you today is a small flower collage. I mix 5 and 6 petal flowers because I prefer the variety. On a hair comb that has already been wrapped, I lay them out. You can place them straight across or alternate them. I like to alternate. Here I glue some flowers from the top and some from the bottom to form the pattern that I want. Let each flower dry in between each step. You can wear these with your hair down straight or curled, or add them to an updo for a little extra glam. They look great with a high ponytail too. It's fun to experiment with the different hairstyles you can use with these paper flower bridal hair combs. And I can't wait to see how you style your own hair with them. Share photos and videos with me using hashtag WeddingsMadeEasy. You can find more great DIY ideas online at madeeasydiy.com, on Instagram at WeddingsMadeEasy, and on YouTube. Happy crafting!